Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit how I raise my mealworms for my baby chameleon Rango. I've seen a lot of other videos on YouTube that describe how to raise mealworms and how to do this and how to do that. But what I've done is I'm not doing it on a large scale, but I'm doing it on what works for me. I'm not saying it's the best method, I'm not saying it's the worst method, but I've seen good and I've seen bad on YouTube, so I'm just going to make one on how I do it and what works for me. All I did was about 2 months ago, I bought about maybe 150 to 200 mealworms, and I've only lost probably about 10 died. I'm not sure why, but out of about 200 worms, in about 3 months, 2 months, I've only been doing this for about 2 months, so I ain't been doing it very long. And I do separate the pupae from the mealworms, and a lot of them they'll talk about. Some people they'll separate them, some people don't. What I'll do is I'll separate the pupae. Once I start seeing them, I'll check them like every 2 to 3 days and take the pupae out, and I'll move them and put them in another container and let them hatch in the beetles. And I did keep the pupae with the beetles, but the problem I ran into is that the beetles started eating the pupae, so I had to separate them so they wouldn't eat them. And the pupae I got a bunch of them, but this is all within, as you can see, there's a lot of them in there, and I'm finding anywhere between 10 and 15 pupae a day. And I put them in here, and all it is just a mix of 100% whole grain quick oats, and it doesn't have sugar or nothing like that in it, just quick oats. And then I put a little bit of bran in there with them, and they like it. And of course I put a carrot in there, so when they do hatch in the beetles, they will eat the carrot and not the pupae. Now for the worms, all I do is they got a layer of oatmeal, the quick oats, and they have a little layer of bran, which it's supposed to be like mealworm substrate for mealworms, and they can live in it and they can eat in it, and they seem to love it. So I put them in there, and the only thing I give them for moisture is a carrot. And see, I got like about 3 or 4 in there now. There was another one, but it disappeared. But I put like a little something for them to hide under, and as you can see here, if I lift this up, they love hiding under this stuff. Look at this. And there wasn't nothing there yesterday, and now there's, I don't know how many there now. They like that. And romaine lettuce I put in there too for moisture. Don't put any standing water or any gelatinized water in there, because it might cause mold, and then it can kill your worms. Now for the beetles, they have sprouted, or I don't know how many beetles I have now, but I'm finding anywhere between close to 10 a day, and I've been putting them in here. And as you can see, there's no shortage of beetles. I seem to have a lot more each day, and each one of these has got beetles under it. And I've only lost maybe 3 beetles so far, but it's because they either might be survival of the fittest, or maybe I'm not sure why they didn't survive. There's only 3 of them that I lost so far, but you see there's no shortage of them, and I'm still finding beetles every day. So in the other box, And you see there's a bunch of them. And it's also the same kind of bedding. They use oatmeal and bran and for their bedding, and they also eat it and they live in it just like the worms do. And as you can see, they love hiding under this stuff. I'm not sure. I think it's just because they're mainly nocturnal and they love the dark. And I also cut up a potato. And to show how fast that they go through these carrots and potatoes, I just put that potato in there last night, and it's almost dried up. And it's the same way with the carrots. Look how small they are now, and they were twice that size. So I change them out about every night. I'll put some fresh carrots in there, fresh lettuce, and another potato, and they seem to love it. Now, as far as I know from the videos on YouTube, that after the Beatles, when they get to a certain age, they'll die. After they lay so many eggs per day, they'll lay it in the substrate, and it makes new worms, which look like this. Now, I haven't gotten any baby worms yet, so I'm still working on my first colony, and so far I haven't really lost any right now. So I haven't gotten, well, when I first got the worms the first day, I didn't notice until maybe a week after I had them that I had some baby ones, and I stuck them in this other one, and there's only like 5 or 6 in there right now, but they're about the size of this now. And I just decided to leave them in the other bin, so if I needed to change them, I can. So if I find any more babies out of this one, I'm going to put them over here and put the Beatles in another container, which I'm going to have to get some more. But right now, this is my setup for breeding mealworms, but I may end up changing to a 3-drawer setup where it might make it a little easier to clean them or transfer them and all that. You know, like one of those Sterilite 3-drawer things that you can put anywhere. I haven't really decided on it yet, so I may end up changing them sometime soon. I just haven't had the time to really do anything with them yet. So I also have crickets, which over here I will show you. Of course, these are the ones I feed the baby Rango, and of course I cut a lid in the top of a storage bin, and I hot melt glue screen on the bottom of the lid so the crickets can't get out, just in case they decide they want to hop out. And then I haven't cleaned this out today, but they've been really busy and they like to hide, and they are growing. And I changed their water out. I put new water in there when they run out. About every couple of days they run out, and I put some more water in there, gelled water. And I gotta put some more food in there pretty soon, because they were just about eating that up, and it's taken them 3 weeks to get that far. But all these crickets that are in here are kind of small, and they have gotten a little bit bigger. Of course, there were some dead ones when I first got I mail ordered, or had some by mail order, and I think I lost like 200 crickets, and I ordered 1,000. But there's no shortage of crickets right now, so I'm not too worried about that. They wasn't that expensive when I did the mail order thing. And these are the other crickets that I got from the pet store. I started off with about a dozen or 2 dozen, and I'm only using these for breeding purposes, so they'll make more. These, the babies don't, I'm not going to feed to Rango. But as you can see, they have doubled in their size, and there's some that love getting into the dirt and laying eggs, and the females have been putting eggs in the dirt, although they haven't really seen no activity in the dirt yet. So I check on them every day, make sure they're fed and watered, and they seem to be in really good health. So and and you can hear them chirping every night, and I'm assuming that they're just breeding like rabbits right now. So I'm gonna leave them alone, and they can just do their thing. Alright, well, that's pretty much it on back to the worms. That's pretty much it on the worms. As I said, all I do is I just put oatmeal, quick oats that are real small, and I put bran. I call it bran, but that's what they said on the website when I ordered the stuff. But it comes from joshishfrogs.com, and it comes in a 4-pound bag like this. I don't know if you can see that or not. Cricket powder food. It says that on when you get the package, but on the website it says mealworm bedding, but it's the same stuff. So I'm not sure why that looks different when you get it, but I know the mealworms love the stuff, even though it says cricket food on the container, but the mealworms eat it up, so they love it, and they grow real fast, and they pupate pretty quick too. So, and there's another pupae right there, if you can see it. He wasn't there 10 minutes ago, or an hour ago. He wasn't there, and they don't like to be picked up or touched. As you can see, they are really wiggly. Sorry about that. But I'll dig through it in a couple hours, and I'll pick out the pupae and put them on the other bin, and then I'll look in the other one and dig out the beetles and put them in their bin over here, and keep the cycle going. And you see the newspaper moving. There's no fan blowing in here. That's the beetles moving that. Well, anyway, that's all I got for now. If you want to subscribe or give me feedback on how I'm doing so far, maybe some pointers, I'm always open to suggestions. Anyway, thanks for watching.